Good afternoon, everybody. Man Steve here once again. It is Wednesday, November the 8th. Today, we are going to be doing a cleaning service of this 2-speed reversible General Electric motor. This is the first time me ever performing a cleaning service on a GE motor, though it is not the first time. Well, technically, I own two box fans with this particular motor, but since this is the reversible fireball motor, as everybody calls it. This is going to be the very first time me popping one of these open. The last one that I did, which was the uh, the Lakewood X22 box fan, was not the reversible. From what other fan collectors have told me, and from what everything that I've heard in general, that these particular motors are more prone to failure. They're more problematic, and they require more maintenance as usual. And the coils that were used on these motors are not copper, they're aluminum. And so I'm going to get this thing taken apart. We're going to have a look at the inside. And this is not sealed or anything. Since this is pretty much bolted together, I'm pretty sure that this is okay to take apart. So there's the information right there. General Electric, USA made, and it was made in Fort Wayne, Indiana. There's the oiling straw for the oiling. There's the back side. You can see how dirty it is there on the back. And this has over 100,000 RPM. And there's the SK number right there. It's one horsepower, 60 cycle, 115 volt, and 2.6 amp motor. So this motor is pretty much everything as it states to be. And this is the conductors going to the motor. So basically what I'm going to do is that I'm just going to pull this thing apart here, and we're going to have a look on the inside. And of course I'm going to give it a good cleaning. This is the first time me ever doing a thorough cleaning on this. And I'm going to have a look at the windings. I'm going to check for any loose windings in there, or anything in particular. Anything that needs to be corrected, I'll be sure to fix it. So let's go ahead and get this thing pulled apart here. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is, I'm just going to take a small screwdriver, a little hammer here. Hopefully I've got this to work. Okay. I'll go and zoom there. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Okay, everybody, so now we have the motor all disassembled here, and I had no problems at all getting it disassembled. So this is it right here. This is the back side and this is the front. Here's what the insides look like, and those are the bearings. And just as I anticipated, these bearings look to be very, very healthy, and you could see the felt in there for absorption of the oil. From the oil comes down and through here, and this is to absorb the oil from leaking out into the rest of the fan. So this was very well put together. I don't think that this is press fit or anything. These do come apart, but since I have no reason to do so, I am not gonna be doing any of that today. And here's the back side. Pretty much the same thing. These are really healthy, good-looking bearings here. From the looks of it, these little fiber washers look like they were just they're just put down into the bearing, and that's to keep it self-centered. So there you go, right there. Pretty cool. Here's the rotor shaft. It does show some well, there's no scoring or anything like that. You can see a groove right there. That doesn't look anything that would pose any threat to the motor. So basically all I have to do is to get this cleaned up. Maybe I'll polish it up a bit. It looks like this was done with spacers. Same thing as the GE xport motor on the Liquid X22. I'm not exactly sure if these come off, but these look to be in really good condition as well. So no reason whatsoever to replace these or do any modifications to them. Basically all I have to do is to clean this. Okay, so now we can have a look at the inside here. Actually, I'll just take the camera down off of the tripod. And luckily enough, these windings look to be pretty good. They're not too discolored or anything. Everything is still well stuck together for the most part. I'm not seeing any loose windings here. Everything is still very well insulated. And these are the leads that connect to the stator here. However, there is one little small internal problem that I'm gonna have to repair here, if you look very closely down in there, the insulation on this wire is starting to crack a little bit. Luckily, it's not to the point to where it's starting to freight or anything, but I'm definitely going to have to do something to correct this problem. So if any of you who are watching this video, please let me know what I can do to fix this, because this is a little concerning to me. That is liable to cause some problems here. But other than that, that is probably the only main concern that I have with this motor as of right now. Here's a look at the other side. Same thing. Windings are still, everything is just good and stuck together here. Nothing is loose. So that's good. I won't have to varnish this, at least not until next year anyway. It is a little dirty there, but I'll just take a brush and I'll just get this cleaned up really well. And other than that, I think it's pretty much good to go. It is a 6-shaded pole motor, as you can see, just like the Westinghouse motor. This is a stator that goes to a Westinghouse. And you see similarities, but you can see a difference. It is said that these are to be wound with aluminum wire. These are these of course are said to be copper wire. I guess the gauge would appear to be not as thick as the one on this one, but I really don't see any problems, except for this one that I just found. If I can just get that straightened out, if I can just fix that one little problem, and keep this as clean as possible, that should extend the lifespan of this motor. Okay, so, and as for these right here, I'm just going to give these a good cleaning. I'll just wipe them down with a brush and clean the bearings and throw some pump it up full of oil. And I think that should pretty much do it for this video. But other than that, this is a very healthy motor. It runs good. It doesn't heat up excessively even after a short amount of time of it running. Very free spinning. I got very lucky getting this fan when I did, so hopefully it's not going to come down to me having to replace this motor for a long time. And so, yeah. So let me go ahead and get this all cleaned up here and get it oiled up, and we'll go from there. Okay, so now I have the stator as well as both the front and back bearings cleaned to this motor. I'm gonna discontinue use on this for the time being until I can get the equipment and the supplies to repair this problem. Of course, I am gonna have to revarnish the stator, and I'm gonna have to do something to fix this problem here, because this is a motor failure waiting to happen. So I'm just gonna put this thing back together here, and there's gonna be a part 2 on this. That is a major problem, and also not to mention that the string here that holds the winding over the coil here has come loose. So now I'm going to have to find a way how to repair that. So that's going to be tricky getting that put back together. Not unless I can find something to to hold that down for the time being. But this will be this will sit. I'm not going to use this anymore until I can fix this.